So I'm gonna talk about again opposing that NASA should halt all space exploration or travel for the foreseeable future. So taking it back to the beginning, talking about the definition of exploration, Time Magazine actually did a cameo about this exact topic. And John Logston, the writer, after talking with a bunch of people, they all came up with the definition. It's an expansion of the realm of human experience, bringing people into new places, situations, and environments, expanding and redefining what it means to be human. So although there is the acknowledgement that the best way to explore space is the quote-unquote implicit recognition that the most efficient exploration strategies of all will be those consisting of human and robotic partnerships where each complements the others. So this is already acknowledging that there's missteps with just robotics alone, that there's things missing that humans provide. Going along with that, in the geology of Mars, evidence from Earth-based analogs from Cambridge University, they came out saying that humans could be 1 to 2 orders of magnitude more productive per unit in time in exploration than future terrestrial controlled robots. When we go forward with that, I know Ivan mentioned a little bit, but when we talk about the robot versus manned budget, the fact is that while robotic planetary missions are science-focused, then essentially their whole costs are therefore borne by science budgets. Human spaceflight is not wholly or even mainly science-driven. This is a quote from Ian Crawford. When we deep dive into that a little bit more, the manned budget, the motivation of that comes from the drivers of human spaceflight tend to be geopolitical concerns, industrial development and innovation, and employment in key industries. Thus, science can be a beneficiary of human missions instituted and paid for by other constituencies. So when we talk about that, in 1987, for an example, the NASA procurement of $8.6 billion generated an actual turnover or return of $17.8 billion and created 209,000 private sector jobs. This is from Jared Keller in The Atlantic magazine. So I think this is a really good example that although on the face it says it's NASA or we're going to space, we're actually benefiting in a lot of other ways that I think haven't been accounted for. And if we deep dive into the budget a little bit more, from the United States Should Reignite the Space Race by Michael Ruth. He talks about how NASA's current budget in 2016 is actually only 0.5% of the total U.S. budget. So all those numbers sound big, it's really only not even 1% of the entire budget. And this is not so this doesn't reflect the hugely important economic, technological, and inspirational resource that this agency has been in its 50-plus year history. So we've been saying that as a society, we want our tax dollars to reflect the importance of scientific exploration, research, and education, and 0.5% isn't actually cutting it. So if we go back to the Apollo mission again as an example, the U.S. was willing to shoulder this cost because of the geopolitical and economic interests, mainly trying to best the Soviet Union at the time, which we were able to do. Also, I know Ivan mentioned saying that it's not really important or we're not really getting anything from it. If we go from the International Space Exploration Coordination Group, it says space exploration has contributed to many diverse aspects of everyday life, from solar panels, implantable heart monitors, cancer therapy, lightweight materials, water purification systems, improved computing systems, and global research and rescue missions. Also, if we're going more into the psychological benefits as a world, as in total, space exploration is a global endeavor contributing to trust and diplomacy between nations. It has enhanced global partnerships and exploration capabilities, which may help advance international preparedness for protecting the Earth in the future. Also, a quote from President Eisenhower and his national security, from President Eisenhower's National Security Council. They said, to the layman, manned exploration will represent the conquest of outer space. No manned experiment can substitute for manned exploration and its psychological benefits on the peoples of the world. Another quote from President Eisenhower, when he was addressing JFK, he said, "It is man, not merely machines in space, that captures the imagination of the world." JFK, in response, when talking about humans' need for discovery and pushing the boundaries, he said, when he was asked, he said, "But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? They may as well ask to climb the highest mountain. Why fly across the Atlantic?" He's saying it's no different in response to our need to pursue and push boundaries and our want to come together into support of each other. Ian Crawford also addresses how there's a greater return on investment when we're talking about people, because it's not just in tangible money or tangible samples, but really we come all together, and there's other benefits that come from that, whether it's jobs or us learning how to work with other countries, or coming together to create global search and rescue missions that we can use in the future. Thank you.